What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Ho to Husband Podcast. I'm your host, Terry Duran. I got both of my co-hosts on the line with me tonight. I got my man, Jay Babo. What's good, bro?
Not much is going on tonight, fellas. Looking forward to once again another great episode. But before we get into it, want to remind you can catch us on Grind City TV. That's Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can download on your Roku TV, also on Google Play. Be sure to subscribe to us and follow us on TikTok at Ho to Husband Podcast. All right, T.
I also have my other co-host on the line. I got my man, SD. What's good, man?
Another man working these long hours, but I'm glad to be back. I had the three amigos back together again.
Yes,
but
sir.
I want to give a shout out to Brother Soul Productions for always keeping the background audio fresh. And I want to remind everybody to donate to the Ho to Husband Podcast on Cash App and PayPal.
I want to remind everybody that y'all can catch the audio playback of the podcast every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on the core94.com. We got a real interesting episode tonight. Tonight's episode is titled A Different Era. And we're just going to be talking about the differences in this era of dating compared to generations that have passed. But before we get into all that, y'all know around here we like to discuss trending topics and things that we seen on our timeline. So we got a special clip to start things out with. Our co-host went viral this week with a really interesting perspective, so we wanted to discuss it on the podcast. This is a clip from tonight's conversation of our man SD. Talking about the roles in the household. Let's take a listen.
Most men nowadays want the hybrid woman where she works also, but has some traditional values. But if you want a woman like that, you also have to be a hybrid man.
That's what I'm talking about.
You
Not
have
necessarily.
You have to be, well, because that woman is working, right? She's working and she's making her money, whatever the case. She can't take care of the traditional values of the women of old. Take care of the house, take care of the cleaning and all of that, and the cooking. She can't do it because she works too. So the hybrid man, you take on some of that responsibility too. I come in first. I know how to cook. I've been doing it for all this time. I'll cook the meal. I'll clean because she gets in late because she works. And one hand washes the other, and we work as a team in order to get the things done in the household. But everybody has to know their position and want to play their position.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad that you put a highlight on that type of perspective, because it's annoying to see kind of the talking points about men on social media, because they make it seem like they just want women to cook and clean, and it's like, calm down. Yeah. I've been cooking and cleaning since I was 11 or 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of men that I know cook better than women, keep their house cleaner than women do. You know what I mean? Like, so that's not an issue to somebody that takes pride in their household and is willing to do what it takes to make a relationship work and a household work.
Yeah. So I just wanted to, kind of highlight, because a lot of us 80s babies, a lot of us were kind of raised differently, in a different way. True. Back in the day, where the dad really worked, the mom really didn't have to or couldn't, because they weren't given jobs like that, especially in the Black household, to women. So the dad did everything, right? Well, now the women want a version of that man that provides everything. I understand it. And the men want a version of a woman that does some of those things. I understand it. But the way life is structured now, most people, half the men and half the women, really can't afford to provide for themselves like that. So you have to be able to help each other on each end. And that's one thing I didn't say when I said she can't do those things. I meant to 100%. That's what I meant, because she's working. And if he wants a woman that's going to be working and helping on his end with the finances, then he in turn has to be a hybrid man and help on her end with the household duties and stuff like that. It's only fair. That's what I was trying to promote when I was saying all of that, because that's really the world that we live in now, in the dating world, because women are working more. And so you have to be able to make adjustments and be fair more than anything, more than the gender roles, but you can still play your part. Just be fair with it. That's all.
Right. What'd you think about it, Jay?
Man, You have some great points with resume. Me and SD, we actually spoke about this a couple of weeks episode where it was just me and SD there. Where he asked what I thought about sharing gender roles, and I kind of said more or less the same point, right? Okay, a guy can cook. Let's just say, like you said, if she's working late or if she's not gonna be home all day for whatever reasons, you can clean the house. Like you said, there's dishes in the sink. You can definitely clean those dishes. So you can do those things and vice versa. And with the exception for a woman, with the exception of maybe handiwork, most women.
Yeah, but even then, there are women now that are into handiwork. I follow a couple pages where women transform rooms and pull off, DIY projects and stuff like that. I can't think of the lady's name off the top of my head, but she gives a class on how to use the tools and build a brand on it. So, it's a real cheap, inexpensive way for women to get the glam look in their home that a lot of them talk about. But the idea of the blended roles in the household, those are the type of things that set you apart as a man when chicks come to your apartment. You know what I'm saying? Having a clean apartment, having food that's going to be there, being able to prepare meals to watch a movie or watch a TV show. Those are the type of things that create the type of husband vibe that gets a woman hooked, especially if you treating her right, you blowing her back out, you're on a career path. Those are things that all trigger to a smart woman that you're long-term husband material. It'll be obvious that you got a vacuum, that your bathroom is clean. You know what I'm saying? They should pick up on that type of stuff.
I just think that it's, when we listen to certain things on social media, whether it's and a lot of it really, I hear the women talking about men paying bills. I don't really hear or see the men saying, hey, my lady got to stay in the house and do everything. I really don't see that. Maybe I'm sure it's out there somewhere, but I see more women talking about the bills. And I think it's unfair on both ends of the spectrum, right? Where a man expects a woman to handle 100% of the household duties, cooking, cleaning, etc. And he wants her to work. I also think that it's unfair for a woman to not want to contribute financially, and she's working because she can't do her 100% duties. So she should also help him on his because it's the fair thing to do, and just to balance things out in the household. That man is still a provider if he's paying 80% in the household. 70%. He's not your roommate.
But see, every time they talk about it, they talk about 50-50. Most guys, if a guy's making more than his woman, I don't know what the percentage is, but most guys are not hey, your 50%, they not dividing the bills in half. They provide a larger chunk to the family expenses.
Exactly. I don't know Ben that just going to say, hey, we got to do 50-50. It's 50-50 or it's nothing. It's, do whatever is going to work, right? I don't understand that.
I think that if people making, like I said earlier, half the men in the United States and half the women in the United States barely making $50,000. But y'all should be happy to get together and split bills 50-50 and not pay $100 on your own. You should be looking for somebody that'll get with you and say, hey, I'll split these bills with you and then get with you. It's smart.
Because that puts you in that, pooling resources. Man, other ethnicities do it on a much higher level. In my neighborhood, there's a family where they got 8 cars in front of their house. But if you splitting up the mortgage between 5 and 6 adults, it's a lot easier. You can live a nice lifestyle at a fraction of the cost. You're just sacrificing, the clout part of it. They're still getting the benefit from it, and that's why I've never understood that kind of logic with the women.
Exactly. What I think a lot of folks fail to realize here, especially with the women, that marriage is supposed to be a team sport. I shared a video on that the other day, and a lot of times they're not working as a team. Matter of fact, quick question, fellas. What do y'all think? Some women don't really like to spend money on other people, especially a man. What do y'all think of women like that?
I think a guy should be able to figure that out through the dating phase, what type of woman she is, how generous she is, how she feels about finances, etc. So I don't really think nothing of it. If you stupid enough to get in a serious relationship with a selfish woman, with a you know what I'm saying, like with one of those type of chicks, then that's on you, bro.
Now, what you mean spending money? Because whenever I was with a woman, I ain't never been with a woman that like didn't want to buy me things. But do you mean like in the home, or what do you?
I mean just in general. Like I'll give you a quick example, right?
Okay.
Let's just say you're in the initial dating stage. I would say if I go on a woman 3 times, she doesn't offer to pay not one time, at least try to. I would say she either A, she's selfish, or B, just not into you.
Man, whenever I go out with a woman, I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. I don't even think about her paying, to be honest with you. Like it ain't something that I think about. Like,
right.
But I mean, one thing I do appreciate though, when I'm out with a woman, if she just offers to, let's say, lead a tip or something like that, I appreciate it and I pay attention to it. But when I'm going out with a woman, I'm not thinking about the date money or if she got money. Like I ain't thinking about it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think most guys think about that. You know what I'm saying? But you could like for example, when me and my wife were kicking it or whatever, like he'd call me up, I'm about to leave campus. I'm stopping at Waffle House. You want something? You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, where a woman is trying to be inclusive with you. She's offering things to you. She's inviting you to things. Those are the type of things that let you know that a woman is really feeling you. If everything that a woman wants to do with you requires you to spend money, then chances are she really don't like you like that.
Hey, exactly. And I'll just be clear. Anytime I've gone out with, I would just assume that I'm going to pay, unless she says otherwise. Unless she just says, pulls out her card, say, hey, let me pay for it. If she wants to, I'll let her pay for it because I feel like this. So I'm going to go out there again. There'll be plenty of more opportunities for me to pay for it.
Yeah, that's real. That's fair.
I'm not gonna judge a chick like off the 3rd date or something like that. Like, nah, man, because it's other ways, that a woman can show me, that she down for me than, paying for a date or whatever. If I'm sick, she could be like, hey, I've had women say, hey, you want me to send you some soup or send you some halls or some medicine or something? I'm like,
cold
that's cool. Yeah, like something like that. I mean, that'll let you know what's up, man. It ain't necessarily got to be a 3rd date or something like that. So I don't really pay that stuff no attention. Me personally.
All right, fellas, let's keep the ball rolling, man. We got another real interesting video. This is a video from a really popular social media personality, Love Dorsey, where she was talking about the unrealistic expectations of what it's really like to date a guy for a lot of women. And let's take a listen.
But women be the main ones pushing for monogamy. And then when a bitch get in a relationship, you don't understand, by asking this man to not fuck nobody else, by asking this man to not call nobody else, by asking this man to not look at another woman for none of his wants and needs as far as male to female, you are then saying, I'ma be whatever you need me to be, nigga, because I don't want, but y'all don't understand that. Y'all just think that's how it's supposed to be because that's what the media and the movies and your man and them taught you. That's what y'all think. Y'all, like, truth be told, if up front, a bitch told you, these are all the things you're going to have to do, girl, in order to lock this nigga in like you want to, half of y'all wouldn't even want the nigga after that. But you never sit down to actually really consider, what does it take to be fucking Ray Ray's girlfriend? What does it take to be Michael's wife? Like, what type of demons do this nigga really got? What type of sex drive do he really got if he left every other bitch alone and only fucks with me? What type of things would he want out of me?
Man, her talking points is harsh and to the point. But it's true. We talk about that a lot in regards to sex life. When I talk about, whole phase men and what it was like before I was in a relationship, like, I don't think a lot of women can put it in perspective what it's like for a guy that's sleeping with 4 chicks a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, or rotating women in and out, because that's not how most women move. And so I don't think they really understand what it means to demand monogamy out of the dude that has a lot of hoes or is really popping in the community.
Yeah, I compare it to like, because a lot of women don't understand it, how tough it is for a man to go from that lifestyle to being with
Right.
just one woman. It's like, to me, if you went to another country and they drive on the opposite side of the street and the steering wheel is on the other side of the car, it's gonna take you a while to get adjusted to that because you so used to living, you done lived 35, 40 years driving on the right side of the street. Now you gotta go and drive on the left. It's gonna take you a nice time to get adjusted to that. So people gonna have to be patient with you if they riding with you. It's just what it is. And women just don't, a lot of women just don't understand, the how hard that is for a man. And that's how they mess up with the good dudes that they do have, because he's trying. This man is,
but they don't look at it like that. They don't. They don't look at it that. Right. I'll let you.
That way. Because they don't live that way. They live typically. Most women only mess with one man at a time, especially if it's good sex.
Yeah.
They really only messing with that dude at one time. Most of them. So they don't have to change anything when they get into a relationship, because most of them done live most of their life only dealing with one man. So,
but they love trying to make it seem like it's a struggle. Like they just walking around here trying to fuck groups of friends and trying to just give out random pussy, which we know is not true.
Exactly. Come on, man. And most of them have sex at abundance anyway. Men don't.
Man, listen. It is not that tough for women. I've done the survey and I ask them, hey, what's tougher for you to do? Have sex with a bunch of random men or be celibate? They be like, hey, man, have sex with a bunch of random men. That's tough for me to do because they don't move like that, most of them.
Right.
Whereas dudes, it's the opposite. They like, man, it's tough for me to not have sex with random chicks.
Because men have sex just because.
Exactly.
Like, you don't have to have no special place in my life. We don't have to have no plans to do nothing. We got to be at the same place at the same time and in the same mood.
Exactly.
So, that's how most guys treat it.
And her toes got to be done. Yo, toes.
I knew that was coming.
I'm just saying, man. You know what I'm saying? The toes got to be done, or you ain't get no meat from me. I'm just saying, it is what it is. That'll get me in the mood real quick.
But just to piggyback off SD's point, real, like most women can only process one man at a time. Most of them, if they deal with more than one guy, it's hard for them to process all that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times, the women that do, they're either traumatized or have some issues with their upbringing. They've been cheated on or heartbroken by, so they on some revenge play, like where they trying to move like men, or there's a financial incentive to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it ain't one of those three forces, most women do not move like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's why porn stars and all that. Those men, you don't have to offer no men no large amount of money to be no porn star. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Say less. Where y'all gonna be? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get volunteers for a porn star for guys to just come through and smash a chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna get that from women.
Nah, dudes be like, man, you buying me Harold's chicken, a 6-piece? Bet. Who you want me to smash? Who you want me to smash? Like, hey, bet. I get to bust a nut and eat a 6-piece wing? That works for me. But to her point, she's like, hey, man, these women don't know what it takes to be that woman for a dude. Most women today think that it's just sex. Like, hey, if I suck them good, if I give them good sex, then I can keep him. A lot of women think that, like, because that's all they brag about. They don't brag about how reasonable they are. They don't brag about how compromising they are. They don't brag about how
they view it as weak. They view it as weak.
Yeah, exactly.
They brag more now about cheating
and being single.
And being single and not needing a man than they do about the being cooperative with a man.
You know what this video, I think many women had a problem with her delivery, just, her brash approach, she's just straight to the point. But she made a lot of great points here. Man, I hope we can get her on the show one day. But one thing that stood out in this video is a lot of women want what benefits them in a relationship, but not a lot of them think about, okay, what is it going to take to have a healthy relationship with this guy. What's it going to take to keep that man, right?
Yeah, and from a guy that's like I said, the type of guy that most women want, that it has the look, has the swag, has the personality, has all those things going for him. For most of those guys in that situation, part of the reason that they date multiple women is because they can just take your best feature and kind of compartmentalize you for that.
Yep.
He like you because you fun to be around. This person likes to do a lot of stuff. This person can really cook. This person has a really high sex drive. Like, so if you got 5 or 6 different chicks that you can link up with for different reasons, it makes up for not having a girlfriend or being in a relationship in a lot of ways.
Yeah, man, shorty a head monster. You can't get rid of a head monster. You gotta have a head monster, man. That's just how men are. Women try to get that from one guy that they like. They typically want those things in one man. That's why a lot of women. Yeah, that's why they try to change these dudes, because they want him to be everything that they want, which is understandable, man. Women value sex a lot more than men do, especially at an early age. But but
they should because sex impacts them a lot more.
Of course. And I seen a quote said, women care about a man's future, men care about a woman's past. And it's really true. Because a woman want to know what you gonna be. That's why they date for potential. Yep. A lot of them, right? They date for potential because they want to know, okay, how you gonna be in 5 years? Are you on your way? I see something in you. Men want to know.
I disagree. I don't think most women do that.
But men want to know that you ain't ran through. That's what men want to know. They want your past. But go ahead. Why you disagree with that?
Yeah,
because I think most women make their dating decisions based off how they feel about a guy at that moment. Like, I don't think if most women were thinking on some 5-year projection, they wouldn't be randomly sleeping with the dude that sleep on his sister's couch and all that type of stuff. I think,
but believe it or not, someone will date that dude thinking, okay, he's going to be something. What they already have about him in their head, they kind of project that on that guy that they see potential in. There's a lot of women that do that.
Like, not that he is just a bum or something like that. But a lot of these here chicks, they only really want the top 20% of men. That's hoes, right? We know that they want dudes that's hoes. And what I mean by that is they'll get with this dude and see him as a potential husband later on down the line, and maybe he'll chill out. So they see that potential in him. So they think that they can change him in that process of being with him, so they'll still choose to be with him. Like, not like he working at Walmart,
but not just that. Being with him is very beneficial. They get a lot of benefit from being with the man that they find very attractive, that they can that socially is on the status that she wants to be up next to, that drop. Like, so they get all the benefits. Like you said, they may not be getting the faithfulness and the treated the right way. But a lot of them will pick that if the dude got money.
Come on, bro. So, like, why you think Sierra picked Future when he had 5 other kids? Why do you think? Like, I mean, because she's looking at, okay, maybe he's got potential. I know he a hoe right now, but maybe he's got potential. Like, that's what women do. They date off potential a lot of times.
Actually, wasn't that you that shared that on your story where you said, he's like, I don't want a Russell Wilson, I'll take a Future right now? Wasn't that you that shared that?
Yeah. They don't want the Russell Wilson, bro. It's just something to say on social media. They don't really
sound good. Yeah. Sound good. It's what they're supposed to say. It's what they're supposed to say. But when you, like you said, you can catch them in the pose in the story. Like, because you said, name the celebrity you would just dropped the draws for, and none of them named Russell Wilson. None of them named Michael B. You know what I'm saying? None of them named those dudes. They
didn't name Russell Wilson, but they swear up and down that that's the man that they want when they post Russell Wilson. This is who we want. Yes, give me a Russell. Well, if you want a Russell so bad, why you don't pick him to smash him then? Why, if you want him so bad, you must not want him like that. And if a woman don't really like you like that, ain't really attracted to you, which most women aren't, she is going to either cheat on you later or leave you alone later on. Most times, a lot of these women, when they not attracted to you like that, and they just get with you, when they settle for you, it's a reason why. And most of it is money, or it's too late. You know what I'm saying? They done hit
Right.
that wall. So now they need to
And
sell
they
it
on
to
the back
somebody, and
stretch.
they take it. Yeah. But they typically
I'll take
cheat
what
on
I
them
can
type of
get.
guys. Come on, man. Don't let them lie to y'all out here.
All right, man. It looks like we up against the clock. We about to take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna be getting into tonight's episode, A Different Era, where we talking about this era of dating, y'all. Y'all are tuned into the Hold On podcast. We'll be back in just a moment. Hi, I'm relationship coach and author Terry Duran, and I am pleased to announce that my book, It's Not That Complicated, is finally available as an audiobook. So if you don't like to read or you just don't have time to read a paperback book, this audiobook is perfect for you. You can listen to it while you're in your car, while you're at work, etc. In the book, I break down how husband material men think and operate in regards to sex, love, and relationships, and I provide real quality insight on how husband material men approach dating. The audiobook is available on audible.com and on iTunes. All you have to do is go to one of the websites and search for my name, Terry Duran. Go download your copy today. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Hold On Husband podcast. Tonight's episode is titled A Different Era, and we're basically just comparing this era of dating and relationships to eras of the past. I think one of the biggest things that has kind of warped the expectations for this generation of dating, obviously, is the media. But it's so many people that are perpetuating or promoting a unrealistic dating experience that when people do get in real dating situations, they're never going to be satisfied or happy enough to stay in it or give their all. So it feel like society's almost doomed because of so much misinformation about healthy relationships.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's missing, man, because when you couple in social media and then how most of our families are structured in the Black community, it's tough because and not just social media, but regular media. Because back in the day, back in the 90s, we used to be able to turn on the TV and see the Cosby, Family Matters. We could see the Good Times,
Family Unit,
Father and the Mother, Fresh
Prince,
whatever it was. We could turn that on and see a family unit. A lot of us grew up in the family unit, and so that was what we were fed.
The norm.
Now we being fed a bunch of mess, a bunch of nonsense. I don't know any Black shows that's got a complete healthy family unit on it. Like
see it
where it's a Black father and a Black mother. I don't know any, but I could name you 10 shows of nonsense and drama and fighting where ain't no love in there. Even though they married, they cheating with this person and they sleeping with that, and it's a bunch of mess going on. I could name you 10 of those, and it's playing out in the dating world because back then people were more married back in the 80s and the 90s than what they are now in our community. And that's a direct reflection of the media, social media, and the single parent household.
Right. Just to piggyback off SD's point, that's what's being mass promoted. Like you were talking about the 80s and the 90s, we had all these sitcoms where you had a strong family unit, a strong Black male figure at that, right? Yeah. So right around about the mid 2000s where you kind of got oversaturated with reality TV shows. I mean, you went from the Real World Road Rules to The Flavor of Love, The Rock of Love, Real Chance of Love, whatever Chance of Love, whatever.
I think the worst, most toxic one as far as dating is the Housewives ones. Like the Basketball Wives and the Housewives, where they taking their baby mamas and exes, and calling them wives, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then to put a lot of them in position to become household names or become wealthy, you know what I'm saying? At least
based off of it,
wealthy enough,
Yeah,
and unfortunately,
because they got brands and salons and boutiques and things like that. So a lot of those women that, because they fucked an NBA player in 2003, they relevant. You know what I'm saying? Like they got a lane.
Right. And just to piggyback off that real quick, unfortunately, a lot of folks that grew up in the reality TV era, that's what they're emulating, right? When you look at their social media pages, this is what they're trying to emulate. This is what they're trying to be. Unfortunately,
of course. But that exactly what Terry was talking about How many women do we know in the limelight right now that's done got wealthy, have these huge followings on social media just because of their baby daddy? A whole bunch of them. I don't know no men that has done got fame and gained fame off of a woman. Like, I don't know none.
Maybe. Kevin Federline.
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly who I was thinking. Kevin Federline.
We could name women up and down.
That's the only one I could think of.
Yeah, but you're right. It don't work like that for dudes. So a lot of women, I think, are aspiring to be a rapper or an athlete's baby mama. More than anything. More than a
very
wife.
lucrative.
More
very
than
lucrative.
A wife. Yeah, especially in our community, man. You got a lot of that. And, I can't talk too much, but I'm just saying that's just what we got out here now. Go ahead.
And just think of this for a second. Think of Kim Kardashian, how she was able to parlay a sex tape into all kinds of. She kept herself relevant for the better part of 15 years off a sex tape.
Well, I don't think it was necessarily off of a sex tape. Like Kim K's marketing and how they're dynamic. Right. I think the sex tape was kind of the blow up moment. Yeah. But she was already in social circles and they were already millionaires. Like they were already in California, you know what I'm saying, doing all right.
But the sex tape put her on the map. Sex tape. That's what really put her on the map. That's what really put her over.
I think it put her out there for the athletes and the actors and entertainers that wanted her more after that. Like, man, she guzzling like that. Let me get a piece of that. Like, and that's what I think it did, because after that, before that, I don't remember who she was dating, but after that, it was Reggie Bush.
Was,
Miles
a couple
Austin.
Basketball players, some football players, some entertainers. Then it was Kanye. Like, it's always been an entertainer ever since that came out.
Yeah, well, because I was going to say, before, she was dating Ray J. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and she was the manager for their mother, too. So she was already in the celebrity circles. You know, Ray J ain't the first celebrity she slept with. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she was already in the mix. But you're right. Dating Reggie Bush during the Reggie Bush USC era, bruh, that's Reggie like being a princess of California. You know what I'm saying? Like, didn't have no professional football team. The USC was the number one, and she was the star player's girl. Bro, that's a good look. You know what I'm saying? Then he went number 2 in the draft, and like all that just kind of parlayed and put her in the. After that, she's getting mentioned and rapping out it. But we kind of getting off topic, man. I want to steer the shit back to the topic that I wanted to bring up. Another thing that I think is really detrimental to this era are the financial or the lifestyle expectations that they have. Because we have so many people that expect to live like what they see on Instagram and what they see on TV, that they're not realistic about the practicalness of running a household. Like the fundamental reason that people pool their resources and try to work together to build a family is economics more than anything else.
Yeah. You know, people want to live through social media, man. You got these dudes, man, out here scamming and doing everything, just trying to get this money, man. Trying to get this money, and the women is looking at it and like, hey, this dude gotta flirt with me through my Cash App. Send me something through Cash App for me to answer your DM. Pay for my nails, pay for my hair. I just seen a video the other day where the woman was saying, hey, these are all the things I expect the dude to pay for if he is dating me. And bro, I don't know if y'all seen this video, but I
saw it. Yeah. Nah, she's like a 2 or 3, though. Bro, like, it's so crazy, man.
But that's what we're talking about, though, right? Yeah. That's what we're talking about, the expectations. And you look at this woman, and you like, yo, you got some nerve. Of a lot of these here other chicks that's, you know what I'm saying, a little prettier, they definitely have those types of mindsets where they'll call you broke and everything else if you don't want to do those things for them while you just start talking to them or dating.
Yeah, you gotta be mentally tough to deal with what's out there, and today's world. Because like you said, us being 80s babies and growing up in the area that we grew in, we predated social media. So we saw what it was like to have to write letters and fold it up and, you know what I'm saying? Like, drop me a line, you know what I'm saying? Like, all the little player tricks that you have to do, to being able to text, to being able to send a dick pic, and all just the transition on ways that men were able to engage with women. Don't underestimate that dick pic. If she's already feeling you and y'all already involved, man, that could be the difference between booking a flight and not booking a flight. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but it's the time and the place. You know what I mean?
But you know what? A lot of women see that stuff on social media, but the flip side of it, there's a lot of dudes out here that's trying to fake it till they make it. They make it look like they're living a lifestyle that they're not really living.
Women,
right?
So do the women. Like they're both deceiving. Well, the guys that are I'll be speaking for that are actually in college or in trade school, in barber college, that are just not on yet. They not deceiving anybody. They meet a chick, they tell her, hey, I'm in engineering school. Hey, I'm in electrician school. Like, next year I graduate. Like, they're on a path to becoming something already. So they don't have to lie about what they doing. They still having their whole phase. They still perfecting they shooting they shot and all that, but they can use the authentic rap.
Right. You know, the quintessential example is, and SD, you'll feel me on this, right, is, you know, going down to Miami, going down to South Beach. You have a lot of driving Rolls Royces, Lamborghinis, faking it till they make it. They all renting, spending their whole paycheck to make it look like they live a lifestyle that they not really living.
Hey man, I've seen
it,
bro.
Fools is doing that. Broke dudes is renting Lambos and all that.
Yes, sir.
In Miami, there on South Beach. Yes.
It only costs you, man, like $1,000 and 4 or 5 guys to get together, rent them a Rolls Royce. Each one of them drive it up and down. Meanwhile, I go get me a scooter for $20 and I'm picking up the chicks that they want because it's not your car. You can fake it all day. If you still a lame, you still a lame. And that's what a lot of dudes are now, because they'd rather try to fake it to get a chick. You know what I'm saying? And the guys from back in the day that know that being authentic will really get the woman. That's when we creep up from behind as soon as he buy that wine and take her. Like, that's what it is, man. So social media,
that's crazy, dog.
A lot of things just so people can take pictures. They take pictures and post them and get a bunch of likes and they feel good about it. So, you know, that's just what it is nowadays, man. Everybody faking. It ain't real. And I heard something today about the feelings, how feelings aren't real anymore. Because it's because of social media. Because how many times have you looked at something on social media and put LMAO, rolling on the floor laughing, and you just sitting there emotionless, LOL. You ain't really laughing.
I don't do that. If it's I only do that if it's funny to me. If your shit made me laugh, I'll emoji your shit. Like I guess I'll be.
But what I'm saying,
like, when I see stuff that make me sad or etc., I'll
of course, right. But what do you think most people are doing, Terry?
Exactly.
Most people are saying, rolling on the floor, laugh. You know, ain't nobody rolling on this floor. You know that. But you're saying it and you putting it out there, but you're emotionless. So then when you get into these relationships and different things, that emotionless state that you have been perpetuating online every day in and day out for hours plays off into your relationship. Ain't no emotion no more. That's why people say, hey, I cut you off I ain't got to think nothing. Cut you off right away. No emotions behind it, man. That's why more women
I never thought about it like that.
Are sleeping, are cheating in things now and saying, hey, cheat back. No more emotions involved in a lot of things, man. And the guys, guys been
love it.
No emotions.
Yeah. Women moving towards the no emotions, just sex route is definitely gonna benefit the guys.
Yeah, the guys don't care.
But the crazy part, they celebrate this stuff online.
Yeah, but you know what the celebration does? When the women celebrate that, the quality men that actually want to get married take them out of the running for being a wife.
True.
When you celebrate whole behavior and the whore culture.
You viewed as fun.
Yeah, you are then thrown into the sex only category by men. Let me tell you, y'all don't have to believe it, but it's 3 men right here, and I'm sure that the other two, my other two co-hosts,
Yeah.
will agree to that. When you are the fun girl that likes to do all the twerking and talk about, hey, women can sleep with who they want. We are free to do what we want. Cool, great. But now you just go in the sex only category. Men typically don't take women serious like that, whether y'all like it or not. And that's what social media.
I mean, I've had a lot of situations like chicks that I knew was hoes. Man, they was my best friends. You know what I'm saying? Like they make the best fuck buddies. You know what I mean?
There
like
you
so.
go.
But it was very clear where our ceiling was for our interactions.
You can't call her your friend. You seen her booty hole. That ain't your friend, man.
Damn.
You can't call her your friend, man. That's just a chick you would smash. Come on, my best. That's why we were the best friends. That wasn't your friend, man. Come on, man. Cut it out. You can't call somebody your friend if you let them enter your body or entered their body. That's against the rules. Cut it out.
That's completely off limits there.
Cut it out.
Yeah, I guess you're right. All right, so I wanted to talk about another thing that has really impacted this era of dating. Is the logistics involved. How you link with somebody, how you can, hook up, send an Uber, accept things of that nature. A lot of things where we remember you got to get a ride. Like if I'm hitting you up to give me a ride to a chick's house, that means I had to put in some groundwork beforehand. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so a lot of the dating situations the situations that lead to sex are microwave because we met online, we text a couple of days, then we ended up fucking. You know what I mean? Like, so I think for the men and women, it's really bad, long term, because that's definitely not necessarily conducive to healthy relationships. But I think it's part of the culture now.
It is. I mean, most people now are meeting online and getting, the ones that do get married, if you survey them, most of them meeting online. And from different places, and somebody moves. Like it can work. It can work. Don't get me wrong.
It's a long shot, though.
And all that, yeah. I mean, it can work, but both of
Yeah.
y'all got to have that communication open and the transparency and all of that type of stuff, man, to make it work. So it can happen.
But I think that's one of the women's biggest complaints when it comes to these dating sites. Is all the men would just want to do is have sex with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because the men that are already ladies, listen up.
Tell them.
The men that are successful with dating in real life only use dating apps as fun and extra. They not on the dating app hoping that they meet Mrs. Right.
Yeah.
So they'll be at work sliding through pics. They'll be at the sports bar. Man, look at this. Oh, look at this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they can engage in several conversations at a time. So from a guy perspective, it's a gold mine if you have what it takes to attract women. A couple pictures, couple show, nice photos and a conversation go a long way.
Yeah, the dudes, the men that's on there that the women don't really like, those guys that's actually on there looking for why the women don't really like them because they more like
Tell them.
Russell. They don't really like them. That's why, the guys that they really like, that they match with on there, be guys that they find appealing and got some swag about them.
Yep.
Them dudes.
But then they be like, find out he smashed their friend or they friend matched with him too. Like, stuff like,
hey man, but they've been doing that their whole lives. You ain't figured the game out yet.
But what's crazy is they actually specifically go after 20% of men on these dating sites. They put their preferences to where they want guys at 6 foot and up. And that's a very small percentage of men if you think about that.
Of course, it's like 14%. But listen, that's women. Like
that's
it ain't no different than me.
Only 14% of men are over 6 feet tall.
Yeah, it's a low percentage, bro.
Only 1% of men are 6'5" and taller.
Well, 6'5", I know that's real tall. I mean, but 6 feet, that feel like slightly above average.
most dudes is not 6 feet, Terry. The
I mean, I know.
majority.
I thought most dudes are like 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's about
most,
the average.
Most of them about right there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, see that? That's almost
But you
6
talking?
feet.
Yeah, almost ain't good enough. You talking 75, 80% of men. 80% is under that, so it's in that range. I mean, it is what it is. But the women like it, just like dudes. Most men like women that's in shape, right? That's got the nice bodies and all that. It ain't no different. We all got these particular preferences and things, but we just settle for somebody that's nice. You know what I'm saying? That's got a good personality and different things that we tend to settle for out here in the dating world in order to build a life with someone, because you ain't gonna meet somebody that's everything that you want. It don't work that way, you know. But I think a lot of women hold on to that more than men do. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of women hold on to that more than men.
Yeah, I think they do. A lot of women will curve a dude that's a B+ because they feel like the A+ guy is gonna come try to sweep them off their feet, and that's not the reality. You know, I think we talk about it all the time. There are a lot of things in the way that women approach dating that kind of put them at a disadvantage, where they constantly having to deal with guys they don't really like that.
So like we said earlier in the episode, to them they feel like that's selling. If they go, instead of getting the guy that's 6'3" and getting the guy that's 5'10", but can be everything they want, they feel like that's selling to them.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? They never think that men are settling on them.
And all women think they're a dime.
Yeah, they never think. They think he want a chick with 2 fupas. He don't want to do it. He just like, hey, she got a good heart. She's nice. She's loyal. She's whatever. And the dude will say, hey, I can build a life with this chick. She's got other qualities that you know what I'm saying, outweigh those things.
Man, you know what? I remember I put up a post about a dude having a conversation with his girl, right? Where she's like, hey, babe, what am I on 1 to 10? You know what I'm saying? And he tells her, you about a 6.
Yeah.
She gets all upset, like, why would you want to be with me? Because I'm just a 6. And he like, well, shit, your personality, he named all her intangibles as to reasons why he wanted to be with her. Man, the amount of women that said that they would end the relationship over that.
Yeah, me and you did a live. We did a live about that video, me and you. Not long after you posted it. I remember it like, yo, I call myself, women have asked me, hey, what would you rank yourself? I say, I'm a 6 and a 7 with a haircut. Like, it is what it is. Like, ain't nothing wrong with being a 6. But, of course, we know women like to hear what they like to hear. And so they expect they dude to be like, oh, you a 9, 10, boo, that's why I chose you. And when a dude is actually really real with them, they will cut a dude off of that for telling them the truth. Like, baby, I mean, I think you a 6, but you know, you keep yourself together. You really
got good hygiene.
Yeah,
it could be multiple things about you that makes a guy like. And you know what else? A lot of women, they think they know about men and all that, but a lot of the things that turn men on or attract men to a woman are things that women try to hide or are ashamed of. In a lot of cases.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
that.
so.
Yeah. You're right, because like a lot of women self-conscious about their feet, and I be like, man, no, your feet are gorgeous, man. Your feet are pretty. Stop hiding them. Like, stop putting your feet under my couch and sit there like a normal person, because your feet is nice. Like, they just, I don't know what they be thinking.
But women are self-conscious about their body, their appearance. Period.
I mean, they should be. They should be, because that's what
it matters. Yeah, you gotta pay attention to it and put effort into it. But it's the same way for guys. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be putting effort into making yourself desirable. Like you can't just sit there idle. Yeah, getting your money, but your looks gotta be there too. You can't be looking like Norbit just because you got money. You still will get curved.
Come on, bro. Come on now.
So your appearance, fellas,
if you're go ahead, SD.
Come on, man. We know that a lot of women will overlook a man's appearance if he has money. Like, it's just what it is. So a lot of guys are self-conscious about their financial situation. because it's important to women. You know what I'm saying? Guys get a little more leeway in the physical department if
True.
they have money. Women don't get that leeway if they got money. It don't work like that. If a woman got money, she could have $2 million, but if she's a 2 and she's 300 pounds overweight, like, dude's gonna be like, so what? But Rick Ross on the flip side,
unless he's broke.
Yeah,
unless you about that finesse life.
Yeah.
But big dudes with money, they got dimes. They can get dimes and thousands of women in their DM. So it just works differently for men and women. Men self-conscious about their financial situation. Women self-conscious about how they look, because the opposites, that's really important to us.
Right.
So it's just life, man.
All right, man. Look like we up against the clock. We about to get up out of here, man. Before we go, I want to give another shout out to my man, Brother Soul Productions, for keeping us laced with our background audio. I want to remind y'all to continue to show love and donate to the podcast through our Cash App and our PayPal. JSD, man, I appreciate y'all linking up so we can get another episode knocked out. This has been another episode of the Hold the Husband Podcast, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.